Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is Susan Martin from Bauer Center for the Arts, and you're listening to Behind the Bauer. The show offers inspiring conversations, a fresh look at arts in our community, provides spotlights on artists, performers, collaborative partners, and other organizations in our area. We want to celebrate the universal expression of human experiences through arts, culture, and involvement in our community. And today I'm going to be talking with Trish Cirilli. She is the Area 5 Assistant Governor, Rotary District 7570, and a past president of the Rotary Club of Bedford. And just for our listeners who may not be familiar with Rotary, just a little information about that is that it's a global network of more than 1.4 million neighbors, friends, leaders who volunteer their skills and resources to solve issues and address community needs. And a few of our Rotary's causes from across the globe to right here in our own backyard include fighting disease, providing clean water, supporting education, supporting the environment, and much more. And today I'm looking forward to our discussion. We're going to talk about some of the initiatives supported in our community by the Rotary Club of Bedford, of which I'm a proud member as well. And we're going to specifically talk about our annual Lotsa Lobster fundraiser. So good morning and welcome to Trish.
Thank you for having me. Yes, this is always a fun time to come share about Rotary and connect with Bauer, which is an amazing supporter of Rotary. We meet there for our club meetings.
So yeah, we're happy to have it. Yeah. So tell our listeners just a little bit about yourself and how you became involved in Rotary.
Sure. So I have a background in science education. I was actually a chemist in the pharmaceutical industry for a while before going to grad school. And then when I came back to Lynchburg after grad school, I was starting a family and took a little bit of time off. But when I got back into the my career world, I stepped into science education, and I got into Rotary after grad school. I came back and just wanted to make more connections here in the Lynchburg area. Mm-hmm. I actually joined the Lynchburg Morning Rotary Club. We have several clubs across our region.
Right.
And was part of that until I had small children. The morning club meets in the morning, and it was hard to make those 7:30 meetings.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I got invited to join Rotary Club of Bedford early on when my kids were very little, and they also met at that time at 7:30 for breakfast. And I was like, yeah, that just isn't convenient for a mom trying to get their kids off to daycare and school.
Exactly. Well, so I also transitioned after having kids. I became the outreach coordinator at the Clater Nature Center. Mm-hmm. And so I saw that as an opportunity to maybe switch Rotary clubs and decided to locate over to the Bedford Rotary Club, which now meets at lunch. And it was a better fit for my schedule. Mm-hmm. And I liked being part of getting even more connected in the Bedford community, especially with being at Clater Nature Center a lot of the time.
Right.
So Rotary has become a really important part of my life, and I really feel strongly about the work that Rotary does globally, but also in our communities. And as a science educator and advocate, literacy and especially what our Bedford Club does with the supporting the STEM scholarships that we'll talk about. Mm-hmm. Is really important, and I'm proud to be a part of the Bedford Club.
Yeah, well, great. You just mentioned one of our initiatives, and that was going to be my next question is let's share some details about the Rotary Club of Bedford, what its priorities and initiatives include, and what kind of things we do to support the community, if you want to lead that off.
Sure, yeah. So in general, the Bedford Club follows a lot of what other regional clubs will do with their outreach projects or anything that they support. Most of the time, especially when funding dollars go toward anything in communities, we try to have some sort of focus on the Rotary areas of focus. And Susan touched on those a little bit with things like education, community development, access to clean water and sanitization, the health and wellness for mothers and children, protecting the environment, and a few others. So the things in our community that we do, we supported a lot of the little free libraries around Bedford.
Mm-hmm.
Our club has supported that, which goes towards education and literacy. We also do the Fancy Farm road cleanup twice annually to help beautify our roads and the beautiful Bedford roadsides that we have. And we also do several youth initiatives. We used to, and perhaps at some point things might pick back up again, but we used to do some sports awards for the county high school sports. And we do scholarship opportunities in a few different forms for the local Bedford high schoolers, for the regional STEM Academy called Accelerate STEM Academy at CVCC. As well as scholarships to attend the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards or Rotary Youth Leadership Academy, which happens every December. We sponsor and send a couple students to that program as well.
And that's an amazing program. The youth that come back and give us an overview of their experience, and they're so excited about the connections that they make with other students from across the state, and then also just the leadership. They do community service projects while they're there. I think that that's a wonderful experience, and I do want to. We work with Liberty High School because our Rotary Club is located in the town of Bedford, and if you happen to have a student at Liberty High School, a junior or a senior that you think might be interested, please have them speak with the guidance counselors, because we will be working to identify 2 students to send to RILA again this year. So
yeah, the applications are open for that, and I think we have a October deadline for that.
Yeah.
And it's the first weekend in December. They'll get to go to Virginia Tech to experience that full program of time with young leaders and other Rotarians from across our district, which District 7570 covers all of Western Virginia all the way down to Northeast Tennessee. So it's a wide range with 75 clubs and, hundreds of Rotarians.
Right.
Or thousands, yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned some of our programs or activities that we do that are kind of environmentally related with the roadside cleanup. We've also done various park cleanups. We assist with cleaning up the areas with the playgrounds in the community. We've also created and installed the press box at Liberty Lake Park and maintained that. So there's a lot of little projects you'll see touches with the Rotary logo on it that we've had an impact in over the years. And one of the things that I'm very fond of that I'd like to mention too is the grant opportunities for nonprofit organizations through the local Rotary Club and the district grant. Our Bauer Center for the Arts has been able to receive a couple of grants through that. One back during COVID, which was a huge assistance because we just had no idea what we were going to do to help make our space safe and offer the opportunity to make improvements to keep it clean, which we continue to use today, which happen to be hand sanitizing stations and things like that throughout the building that were supported through a grant opportunity. And then most recently, in the last year or so, playing off of the free little libraries, I came across the idea. I had seen that there is a program called FLAG, which is free little art galleries. And we were able to get a grant from the Rotary Club to support the construction and also the ability to refill it with, it's got art activities in it for kids to pick up and take home and do. We encourage individuals, if they've created something, if they want to share it and give it away to somebody else, they can place it in the box. We've had somebody that I don't know that's anonymous that is crocheting and knitting, and they are leaving the cutest stuffed crocheted animals.
Oh, that's so fun.
They are so fun. And then we also have books that are youth and adult friendly that can relate be creative and relate to the arts, so that again you can take them home and be creative, with your family. So we're very appreciative, and I know that some other grants, Brook Hill Farms is also another organization,
with the Rotary Ring.
with the Rotary Ring, and they've also received some grant funding to support their programming for at-risk youth. And so they're just, if you're really interested in getting involved in the community in so many different ways. And
yeah, do you have in your notes to talk about the disc golf?
I
High
didn't,
school,
so I'm glad you
because
reminded me.
that was a very large grant that our club participated in from the district. We had a large collaborative grant, so you can get help and collaboration between other Rotary clubs in the region to even increase that impact of Rotary dollars.
Yep.
But we worked with Liberty High School to install a disc golf course there on the high school grounds. And with the National Disc Golf Championship happening here this weekend, that's a really exciting thing that our club is proud of, to contribute to that growing sport in our community.
Yes. And the school was so amazing when they came and presented to the club to talk about the impact that just that disc course being on school property has had on the students, on all students, and giving them an ability to get back outside, which many. I mean, in the high school level, I think you have a requirement to do a gym class, but you're not, it's not throughout the whole, your whole 4 years. And so they talked about how students, there's like a club, and they were coming early before school or after school, that it's really opened up. And I know that because I live right near Liberty High School, and we actually go over on the weekends and play on the course just for fun. They've expanded, and the new middle school behind the high school now the course extends over onto the middle school, and the middle school has its own course as well. So it led to that, which I think is really unique.
Yeah,
that's great. Well, we've talked a little bit about some of our initiatives, and we do want to remind our listeners that if you're interested in learning more about our Rotary Club, you can join us anytime for one of our meetings on the first and third Fridays. You can come around noon. The meeting starts around 12:30, and it is held at Bauer Center for the Arts. I just wanted to kind of remind everybody as you're listening, and you can come and just be a guest and visit and learn more about the club, and then we'd love to have you consider joining us if you want to get involved in some way. But the reason we're here today is we're going to talk about lobsters. So tell us a little bit about the history of the Rotary Club's lobster fundraiser, and what this fundraiser supports.
Yeah. So from what I've gathered, I've only been in this club for 4 years after moving from the Lynchburg club, but I've heard that we've been doing this for 12 or 13 years here in the Bedford community.
I was trying to remember back, because I had a little break from the club, but total have been in it for about 10 years now. And I want to say that early on, that was only like the second or third year when I started with the club that they were doing the lobsters. So
yeah, so Liz Brown and a couple of the other long-term club members were sharing some of the club history, as well as specifically about the lobsters. And a former member, John Mezier from Southern Flavorings, he had been in a different club at some point previously in his life. I don't know if it was a Rotary Club or just a different organization that did a lobster fundraiser and was really popular. And he thought that would be something interesting to bring to the Rotary Club. And so it does require quite a bit of logistical coordination. Because they are fresh Maine lobsters, recently.
Live Maine lobsters.
Yeah, live. The freshest you can get. And so he helped coordinate at the very beginning. And even though he's no longer a member, he supports the club with purchasing lobsters throughout the years. But we have a team of people from the club, volunteers, that will travel to the coast to go pick up the lobsters live in coolers from the fishermen and bring them back to Bedford that morning of our event. And then we again, all of our orders are pre-sale or
Mhm.
pre-order so that we know ahead of time how many to order. We go pick them up, bring them to the location, which is at the Bedford Farmers Market, where we have another team of volunteers ready to sort and start cooking some of our lobsters, because you can pick up lobsters either live
Mhm.
or steamed.
Right.
So we can steam them on site for you to take home and enjoy. They can also be frozen. So even if you can't pick them up that day, we could freeze them for you, or you could take them home and freeze them and eat on another time.
Right. Yeah. So, just some of the information or details about the actual, what we call a lobster fest for us, but you're basically picking up the lobsters and taking them home and enjoying them with your own family and friends. The tickets are on sale now, and you can purchase those through any of our club members. So, if you know somebody that's a Rotary Club member, you can stop by Bauer Center for the Arts, Rapid Printing. There are some locations here in town that we have tickets available. They're also available through the BedfordRotaryClub.com website.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is also an event on Facebook. If you search Lotsa Lobsters, I checked it this morning, it'll pop up. And you can also purchase them through a link on both of those places as well.
Yeah.
So you can do it electronically, or you can do it in person. And as you mentioned, they are pre-sales because we have to know how many lobsters to order. And so they are $25 per lobster. And then, like you mentioned, you determine whether you want to pick them up live and steam them yourselves, or you can pick them up already steamed, which is my preference. And I'm also happy to share, over the years, I always purchase a lot, and we have a family get together with
big lobster dinner
with my kids, but they all want like sides. So we've tried lobster mac and cheese, and we've tried lobster bisque, and they've all been very popular. They're all kind of, depending on the weather, but they're all kind of going towards the lobster bisque again this year. But I'm happy to share those recipes I have come up with through other recipes, and then I've kind of,
maybe we could share those on our socials.
Yeah. I told individuals when I shared it that if they bought lobsters from me, I would share them with the secret recipes.
Awesome.
But then, as you mentioned, they are pickup date. Sales run through September 21st, and pickup date is Saturday, September the 28th.
Yeah.
At the Bedford Farmers Market. From 2 to 5.
I was looking at the dates a little bit ago. Centerfest is the 21st. Is that right?
I think it's that Saturday will be our last day to take sales.
Yeah, I was going to mention, we will be at Centerfest with a Rotary booth right in front of Rapid Printing, and we will be selling lobster tickets, and that'll be your last day that you can order.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that,
And please note, this is a fundraiser. The funds raised from this go back to support local charities, because we do fundraise to not only provide grants, but to provide donations and contributions to various nonprofit organizations in our community to help support their programs, their services. That's one of our main points of our mission of our local club, is to support our local organizations. And then it also helps to support our scholarship initiatives as well. So
that's right.
It is our biggest fundraiser of the year. So we hope that the community will come out and support this. And as you mentioned, our club members can help you. We have found that if you purchase the steamed lobsters, they can be frozen, and you can pull those out months down the road and enjoy lobsters. So order extra.
Yeah. I want to mention too, we did add the opportunity for an event sponsor for $500 if a community member or company would want to help us cover some of the logistical expenses and be an event sponsor. You get 4 lobsters with that, as well as $400 of that is a charitable contribution to the club. And then we also have the option to be a Lobster Scholar supporter. And so that would be, with your purchase of your lobster, an additional $25 donation for a total of $50 to, again, just help our efforts. And so there's those opportunities. And I came up with a cute little catchphrase this year saying that the Bedford Club has been bringing lobsters to Bedford for a good cause for over a decade.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, before we wrap up, I just want to give you the opportunity, Trish, if there's anything else you want to share with our listeners before we kind of do our wrap up and tell a little bit more about what's going on at Bauer Center.
Sure. Thanks. Yeah, again, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Always love to share about Rotary and what we're doing in Bedford. But as I mentioned earlier, I've always been an advocate and was an employee at the Claytor Nature Center for a while. And I'm excited to be starting a nonprofit here in Bedford called the Cloverleaf Foundation to help the Claytor Nature Center and bring Boyd Claytor's vision to life, with the Nature Center becoming a true destination for environmental education and sustainability. So we're going to be partnering with the University of Lynchburg to help with those efforts. And I would love to come back and share more about
We'd
that
love to
on a
have
different
you.
podcast.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So we'll plan on getting that on the calendar so that our listeners can learn more. I know that there are a lot of folks that I talk to on a daily basis that just love the Claytor Nature Center and the ability to go out there and walk and hike and experience the grounds. And so I'm sure that our listeners are thrilled to hear that there's movement on improving and reopening, the space.
Yes. We're excited to be involved, and a good group of people part of it already that are working really hard to
Awesome.
to help.
Yeah. So again, if you're out and about and you run into Trish and you want to learn more about that, you can please ask her. And again, we invite you to join us for a Rotary Club meeting, first and third Fridays every month, about noon, 12:30ish, at the Bauer Center for the Arts. And so as I wrap up, I want to just tell you about some exciting things coming up at Bauer Center. I'm very excited to announce that we opened today 2 new fabulous solo art exhibits. We had a summer hiatus due to construction and some upgrades to the building, so we've been without an exhibit for a few months, and so we're really excited. They went up yesterday, and I just had a brief moment yesterday evening to walk through them. I mean, they're amazing. We have one that is I mess up the pronunciation of this, but it's Ashobo Artists. It's the collection of Cynthia Gresham, which it's a variety of mixed media artwork from Africa. It is amazing. These are the works of African artists, and it's her collection. I just can't express the different mediums that they've used. It is gorgeous.
Wow.
And then our other solo exhibit is Fairy Tales and Other Stories, and it's the magical world of fiber art by Karen Tauber, who she was awarded the Best in Show at one of our previous National Fiber Arts exhibits. And again, the work is amazing. So gallery admission is always free. We encourage the community to come out. We always do a art scavenger hunt for families to go around and look at the art and look for different things in the artworks and things like that. So please come by and check that out. Our fall class and workshop schedule is up on our site now. We're still adding a few things, but we've got some really cool new classes in addition to the favorites like clay and pottery and mosaics. We've got a beginner mountain dulcimer class. And that's going to be a small group session, and the instruments are provided. And then we have drawing from life with depth and dimension drawing class. We've got some really great felting workshops. We've got a wet felting jewelry workshop and a needle felted jellyfish ornament workshop. And then a little bit later in the fall, we have a Santasia Father Christmas workshop so that you can create something for the holidays. So just check those out. Tickets are also on sale for our September 7th concert, which is the return of Josh and Julie Kin of Kinfolk. They bring Celtic folk music from the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and that will be our next podcast next week. So tune into Behind the Bauer to hear more from them. And then lastly, tickets are on sale for the Bauer Center's annual fundraising event, The Art of Pairing. And this year we're pairing bourbon and blues, and that will be held on October 19th. This is always a sellout event for us, so get your tickets early. And again, we did a previous podcast a few weeks ago all about the event, so you can go back and listen to that if you want. So visit bowercenter.org to register for all the upcoming classes, performances, events, concerts, you name it. And thank you again to Trish for joining us, and thank you to our listeners for supporting us. And this has been Behind the Bauer.